This is Book S Reviews, and today I'm back with another weekly Walking Dead review. So this weekly Walking Dead review is going to be, it's actually going to be a redo of my The Walking Dead Cooorrrall's Cooorrrrall figure. So that's what I'll be reviewing today. So before we take a look at Cooorrrrall, let's take a look at his accessories. So first up, he has the standard Cooorrrrall's base that comes with all of the Walking Dead Cooorrrrall's figures. I'll take that off there. He comes with his Rick's hat that he gave to Carl, and it'll stay on like 50-50. It's 50% of the time it will, 50% of the time it won't. So honestly, the hat's kind of temperamental as to when it will stay on. And he comes with an alternate head here. Take the hat off to show that. He comes with his eye where he's been shot. This head sculpt looks really awesome, like the detail on his eye there. It's just really good. Like it has maroon, a little bit of black and red on it, and of course the blood. And the blood does kind of look a little pixelated once you get up close, but if you have it back here, it just looks normal. But yeah, his shot eye looks really good on that head sculpt. And it's made so that the hat is... Let me get it on here. There. It's supposed to be tilted down like that, because when Carl gets shot, the hat is tilted down, and then he raises his head up to reveal that he was shot. And of course, since this Carl figure is from the episode No Way Out, he has his gut poncho to camouflage himself from the Walker herd. And it looks really awesome. It's got lots of nice detail there on the guts, because it's originally just a bed sheet that they cut up and cover in Walker guts and Walker blood to blend in with the herd to get through it. And all the guts there are painted in that kind of a greenish brown color. And it's really glossy too, like it's wet. That's another thing I like, is it looks like it is wet with blood and guts. So that's a nice attention to detail. And then at the bottom, it looks like the blood's ran down and dried there, because it's that dark red color. It's not quite maroon, it's just a really dark red. So that looks really awesome. And then if you can put Carl's hat on him like that. And then you have No Way Out Carl. So those are his accessories. I'll go ahead and switch it out. I do like that they included that head sculpt so you could recreate that scene. And then he comes with just his standard head sculpt, which we will take a look at right now. So the head sculpt looks exactly like Chandler Riggs. McFarlane Toys did a great job on it. Like, it's a really good head sculpt. I feel like it's one of the best Cooorrrrall's head sculpts out there. And his hair is sculpted nicely. And there's a little bit of paint variation to it, but not much. You can see it has just a little bit of gloss in some places to make it look like he's sweating. And his head is meant to be tilted this way. But it's one of those things that if you don't point it out, you really don't notice that his head's meant to be turned that way. And his shirt, his plaid shirt, has just a little bit of blood on it where it's soaked through the sheet, because that's where it's really heavy, is right here by the neck. So I thought that was really cool that they put just a little bit of, it's more pinkish because it's supposed to be the blood soaked into the shirt, so it's kind of a pink color. But I thought that was a pretty cool attention to detail that McFarlane put there. And his plaid shirt looks really good as well. It's blue and white, but it's a little bit of brown because it's supposed to be like soaked in sweat and stuff. And it's actually sculpted on, well, not the plaid, it's the shirt's sculpted nicely is what I meant to say. It's sculpted nicely, but right here in the folds they're sculpted in, some of the paint is missing. So right here on his back in particular, there's a couple places on his arms where the sculpted waves in the shirt, or it's missing some paint there. And probably wouldn't be easy to fix at all because it's printed on. If you look up close, you can tell that it's printed on. So it would be really hard to cover that up. And there are his pants. And again, they have that sculpted material where it feels like actual jeans. And then there are his boots. And they have some really nice sculpting to them as well. Not too much paint, just the brown and the black. And he has soles sculpted onto the bottoms of his boot. And he has the peg hole for the base. So, I feel like this is probably one of the best collar tops. It's not the best, it's one of the best collar tops out there. And this was when they started really getting more of the standard articulation. Like, he has normal articulation from the waist up. But from the waist down, it's collar tops articulation, where it's just basically articulation you didn't need. So, let's go over Cooorrrall's articulation. So, he can look down that far, and he can't look back at all because of his hair. He can move his head side to side. Let me put his hat back on here. He has ball-jointed shoulders that can move out that far. He has single-jointed elbow that's also on a swivel. And he has a double swivel wrist that can move up and down and side to side. He has a slight swivel at the waist. He has swivel hips that really can't move because the wrinkles in the pants there prevent him from moving. You really don't need that articulation anyway, because if you move it, his knees are just going to be moved inward. And he has ball-jointed ankles that can move down just a little bit, up just a little bit, and they can move side to side just a little bit. So like I said, from his waist down, he has standard collar tops articulation, but from the waist up, he has standard Walking Dead action figure articulation. He has the ratchet elbows right there, which, it actually kind of blends in more on this one. This one it's more noticeable, but on his left arm it isn't as noticeable, but he has that standard articulation. So, yeah, I don't know why I just took his hat off. My only complaint is that he didn't come with any weapons. I know he doesn't in the episode, but for standard Cooorrrall, I feel like they should have thrown in a gun. But I ended up finding, I think this was a gun from the Terminator Rise of the Machines movie that McFarlane made. And that works really well as a gun for Cooorrrall. It's just a tad bit big, but I think it fits pretty well. So now let's do some size comparisons. So let me get Cooorrrall to stand here. Hopefully he won't fall over. So here he is next to Rick. And they're about the same height, which isn't correct at all. The only reason they're the same height is, of course, because Rick's knees are bent. Here he is next to Michonne. And again, Michonne is just about as tall as him, which isn't accurate, just because she's bent down just a little bit. And finally, here he is next to Negan. And Negan has normal articulation. And the height difference is correct with these two because, like I said, he has normal articulation and he's not battle posed. So, these two figures scale pretty well together. Unlike the other ones. So overall, I would highly recommend getting this figure. The only time I ever found it was a couple years ago when Toys R Us was still in business. And I think it's become the hardest to find Walking Dead collar top figure. So if you can find it, I would highly recommend getting it because it's good. Plus it actually has articulation, so that's a bonus too. So that's my review. And if you like this review, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share this video. Thanks for watching.